Now to our ongoing coverage of the Chad Daybell trial. Today was opening arguments of the trial, which is expected to take several weeks. Local News 8's Linda Larson is at the Ada County Courthouse, where the courtroom was packed today.
Yes, today much different than yesterday. We have a full house of reporters out in the courtroom area as well as out in the courtyard area. As we waited this morning to get in, we were able to talk to Larry Woodcock about what his feelings are going into this trial.
Sort of like the first day of first round of a boxing match. I think the first one that throws the punch gets the bloody nose. At this point is the way the fight's going to go, and I think this is the way the trial's going to go. So I'm anxious to see the opening arguments, and I'm anxious to see how the defense is going to position themselves to prove that Chad had nothing to do with this. And I'm anxious to hear all of the evidence that the prosecution has. So I think it's going to be a great day. It's a beautiful day in Boise, and thanks everybody, and God bless.
Prosecuting attorney Rob Wood told the jury that this case is about sex, power, and money, and that Chad, in his thirst for sex, power, and money, created an alternate reality that he and co-conspirator Lori Vallow used to get what they wanted.
2 dead children buried in the defendant Chad Daybell's backyard in September of 2019. The next month, his wife is found dead in their marital bed. 17 days after the death of his wife, Tammy Daybell, this defendant is photographed laughing and dancing on a beach in Hawaii at his wedding. It's Lori Vallow, a woman who was his mistress and the mother of the children buried in the graves on his property. 3 dead bodies. This defendant believed he had a right beyond the ordinary. When he had a chance at what he considered his rightful destiny, he made sure that no person or no law would stand in his way. His desire for sex, money, and power led him to pursue those ambitions. And this pursuit led to the deaths of his wife and Lori's 2 innocent children.
After a short recess, John Pryor gave opening statements for the defense, asking the jurors to pay close attention to the facts and the evidence. Throughout this opening statement, he pushed the blame to other people, namely Lori Vallow and Alex Cox. He also told the jurors about Chad serving a mission and meeting Tammy Daybell. He talked about their 5 children and then how Lori pursued him. On numerous occasions, he pushed the blame to Alex Cox, who was Lori's protector and would do anything for her.
You'll hear testimony about this beautiful, vivacious woman, very sexual person, and very manipulative. And she knows how to get what she wants. And she drew Chad Daybell into a relationship, and an unfortunate relationship, that Chad fell into. After that, things started rolling, issues started happening that eventually, yes, there was a murder and there was a burial.
Pryor also gave a list of witnesses that they would call to dispute the DNA evidence, forensic evidence, and the logs for the text messages between Chad and Lori. And of course, we will continue to keep bringing you coverage as this trial proceeds. We do have some very interesting witnesses that we're going to hear from that we did not hear from in Lori Vallow's trial. We'll keep you up to date on all of the things that are happening here at Ada County Courthouse. I'm Linda Larson for Local News 8.